How's it going, guys? Some of you know that I've recently had a run-in with my local Toyota dealership, and for the sake of closure, I think it'd be unfair for me not to address how this has been resolved. So we need to talk. And yeah, I guess this video, there's two main points of this video. We'll talk about how I had a complete brake failure due to Toyota's negligence, and also their supposed 5-year unlimited kilometer warranty. To be clear, this is not a rant, and it's been over 2 months since this happened. So I'm no longer angry about it, but I see this happen time and time again, and that's not okay. So hopefully this video serves a purpose to educate you guys on what to expect when dealing with Toyota warranty, but also to raise awareness with these issues. So let's go back to where this issue started. So I bought this 79 series brand new from Toyota. I waited about a year for it, and it came in March 22. And yeah, since new, I love the car. I had absolutely no problems, but there was a little bit of a ticking sound in the transmission, and I thought it was normal. Being a farm truck, military style vehicle, I just thought it was part of owning something like this. So it kind of did get worse, and at the first service I took it in early at 9,000 Ks, and I told them about the issue, and lo and behold, after the service they let me know that I had probably done a clutch, and that's at 9,000 Ks. So they had already submitted a warranty claim in for me, and yeah, they're gonna let me know in a week. And yeah, happy days. I thought the service was great at the time. So some of you may have seen that this was also the same service that the apprentice took the car for a joyride.
Hey, you can say no, but can I please road test this? I will be very careful.
Yep, roundabout and back.
Yep.
Alright, no silly buggers at all?
No.
Nah. I don't need to tell you that.
I'll be sensible, I just want to drive it.
Okay.
Fuck, this is so shit on the road, man. Not what I expected.
He was actually given permission from his manager just to take it for a spin, because he hadn't driven one before. So while I was pulling dash cam footage off just in case anything happened, I stumbled across footage where they were talking about how Toyota is probably not going to warrant my vehicle. In their words, and I'm just paraphrasing, but they said he's been using this off-road, there's a big crack on the windshield, it's got big tires, he's used it for what he bought it for. So obviously I brought all this up with the manager, and yeah, you know what? He said that they don't turn dash cams off because they have nothing to hide. Fair enough. So a month later, still no word from Toyota, and meanwhile this issue is getting worse. I was starting to get locked out of gear. I was getting like this rollover bearing noise. I was also getting a bit of crunching between third and fourth, so it was just getting worse. So I let them know, and they said, no worries, bring it back. It sat at Toyota for 3.5 weeks, and all they had done was change the gearbox fluid, which of course didn't change the problem, and then they parked it out the back. All this time I'm waiting for my car back, and I never got a call from them. Every correspondence I had with Toyota, I had to make the effort to pick up the phone. So another week goes by, of course. At this point, I'm ringing back daily. I need my work car back, and I had plans to go away. So I was getting kind of desperate, and eventually Toyota got back to me, and they said that they're not going to warrant the clutch because the vehicle has a GVM upgrade. We'll come back to that later. So I spoke to the service manager, which by the way, he was brilliant. And he said, look, we'll fit your clutch for free if you supply your own clutch. At this point it's okay. I need my car back, and eventually, we were going to upgrade the clutch anyway. So it was a bit of a lose but win situation for me. I supplied my own clutch, they fitted it, happy days. So the next weekend I'm out bush with a few mates, and I'm just coming over a crest, coming down a hill, when suddenly I hear a bang, I lose all brakes and some drive, and next thing you know, I am rolling down a hill and I'm ready to send the car up the embankment just to slow the car down. It was absolutely the worst feeling I've ever had in a car. I've spun off at high speed on a racetrack, but this was something else. And thankfully the 79 series handbrake, it managed to slow the car down, and we snatched the car to a safe spot and to do our checks. So there was fluid pissing out of the bottom of the 79. The brake hose was completely ripped, and the prop shaft had fallen off. So somewhere along the way, that tail shaft has worked itself loose. I managed to recover 2 of the bolts, and it just flopped around under the car, ripped the brake hose, and now I'm stuck on the track with no brakes, and there's no chance you can get a tow truck in there. Thankfully, we managed to source some parts locally in Newcastle, all 4x4 Katara, and my mates Rob and Daniel, legends, they drove out and brought parts back to me, and a few hours later we had everything sorted. But you know, the car still was not driving well. You know, the brakes were just terrible. I had this weird vibration, and I still needed to make it off the track even to get it onto a tow truck. So eventually, bled the brakes best I could, limped it off the track, and then limped it home. And yeah, was safe at home, and that was the most important thing. So Monday comes around, and the first thing in the morning, I call up Toyota, and I let the reception know this has happened. I want to speak to the service manager. I didn't get a call back, and I called them 3 times, and I could not get through to this manager. So in the late afternoon, I said to them, look, I'm coming down after work, and I want to have a meeting with the service manager and your dealer principal, and together. I'm not an angry type of person, I'm pretty reasonable, but some things are just better face to face. I kid you not, it was less than 5 minutes, I got a call back from the service manager. And he was very apologetic, he acknowledged what happened, and they wanted the car back. And Tuesday, straight into a tow truck, back to Toyota. They checked all the nuts and bolts, they fitted the rest of the brake hose kit. They bled the brakes, they compensated me that whole brake hose kit, and they offered me 3 free services. I do have to commend this service manager. He was a really good bloke, and he really tried to make things right. He personally took care of the car when it was at the shop. And yeah, will I be back? Definitely not. There's just too much bad blood, and unfortunately, it's just not worth pursuing this relationship. So I guess I'm in the market for a good mechanic. So if you know someone in Sydney, someone who knows what they're doing, you know, they don't have to be an expert on 79s, but just a good mechanic, let me know. So in modern day, year 2023, why do we still take our new cars back to the dealership for servicing? So we're not just talking about Toyotas, all makes and models. Now my dad, he's had 2 Toyotas already, and lots of Hondas in the past. Every car he's owned, he's taken it back to the dealership for servicing under the warranty period. So is it because of warranty? Well, definitely not. Any qualified mechanic can work on your vehicle, and they cannot refuse warranty, or maybe they now can. Is it because it's cheaper? Now, the capped service cost, the capped servicing price for just an oil and filter change on the 79 was $400. I think it was $395 or something. And that's for Toyota to pay an apprentice minimum wage to do that. So no, not really, it's not that cheap either. So I really don't know. Let me know in the comments if you have an opinion on this. But to be clear, I have absolutely no problems with apprentices. I am a health professional, so I understand the need to develop the next generation. But I pose the question, is Toyota actually training and supervising these apprentices and to make them better mechanics? Or are they just exploiting them for the minimum wage, just for cheap labor? You know, I know this happens in my industry as well, so it wouldn't surprise me. So now I want to talk about how Toyota handled the warranty claim on my 79. Now, I'm not entirely clear how this process works, but as far as I know, the dealership submits an inquiry to Toyota Australia, who will ultimately be able to decide if this is approved or not, if the works can be approved. They came back and said that no, this is not a warrantable part because this car has a GVM upgrade. So the 79 has an ARB 3.95 ton GVM upgrade. It was done before the first registration, so that's pre-rego for federal compliance, which means across Australia, not just in New South Wales. And bear in mind, this is a very standard upgrade. I wouldn't say it's state-of-the-art or, you know, anything fancy. This is a very standard upgrade that most 79s get before registration. So of course I had to do my research, and I went and looked at the warranty terms and conditions, and I can really figure out why they declined the warranty claim based on 2 reasons. And I'm just gonna bring it up so I don't get it wrong. So based on these 2 points, so point number 1, damage caused by modifications carried out at a non-Toyota dealer. And point number 2, off-road use where the vehicle is not designed for that purpose. That's literally why I bought the 79. I bought the 79 because it's really easy to get GVM upgrades. It has excellent aftermarket support for modifications, and you know, lots of people do some serious R&D for these cars. It has the most aftermarket support out of any four-wheel drive, hands down. And the other reason being the 79's off-road ability, its reputation for being a very reliable platform, and also just being a robust build. You know, they use these in military vehicles across the world. So it is a very international vehicle, and the reason why we buy them. And based on that, Toyota drew out this whole warranty process for over a month, wasted everyone's time, and ultimately they did not honor their warranty. And I bet you I'm not the only one. Let me know in the comments if you guys have a warranty story, or even just let me know what you think. And on that note, just a few take-home messages for you guys. Now, if you have a 79 and you use it for what it's built for, if you think you're covered by warranty, you're probably wrong. I'm just sorry, it's just the way it is. Number 2, dealership servicing no longer matters. Long gone are the days when it was a prestigious thing. It was great for logbooks to take your car to the dealership. I think that is a common misconception, and there are a lot of great mechanics at Toyota, I'm sure, but there are also a lot of great mechanics out in the community. And the last thing is, if you must take your car back to the dealership for servicing, make sure you double check their work, especially if you're going off-road. You don't want to be in the situation I was in. I hope this never happens to any of you. Make sure you double check your cars, guys. If you are going away, if you're going for a long trip, if you're taking a family, double, triple check your car. Be prepared for the worst, and I hope you guys all have safe travels. I'll see you guys in the next video.